Hello, everybody. Welcome back to on the episode. I'm back with Jeet today. So Jeet is an entrepreneur, and yeah. So thank you very much, Jeet, for being here. It's my pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Again, it's my pleasure to have you again. Thank you very much for joining in. And before beginning, Jeet, why don't you introduce yourself and what you do and all about your work? That would be wonderful.
Okay, so I am the founder of Health Quran Foundation. We were really helping startups as in small people from villages who could seed from themselves and start some small businesses. Now I'm on mission to help entrepreneurs who wants to scale up their business and also need some funding through my resource funding.
Okay. Okay. Great. And how did how did that all start and how did you get that interest and do how these things happen?
Okay, so starting my journey way back from my age of 13, I was very interested in creating websites and mobile applications. It started interesting my development into that slowly and steadily. By the age of 15 and 16, I started creating apps, and I got some interest into NGO work. How should people be helped? How should we remove them from poverty? So we
Okay.
started an NGO named Help Run Foundation, where we were making people self-sustainable and self-reliable, so they could live on their selves and not be relied on people, NGOs, and everyone. We
Okay.
would give a small amount of money, like 50,000, 1 lakh rupees to them to start some small businesses. Our mentors would help them and guide them how to do and what to do. And we were also creating some certain type of sustainability where they would increase their daily incomes. Other than that, after when I became 18, COVID started, and my journey, the new journey of my life started. We created a firm name entremax, me itself alone. The meaning of the word entremax itself means to get entrepreneurship on maximum level,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
and we wanted to provide the solutions globally. Like right now, we are only into two kinds of services: technological service and marketing service. But
Okay.
in future, my aim is to create a whole ecosystem
Okay.
of marketing, admin, legal, anything a startup requires in return of equity. Our
Okay.
plan is totally that we will help startups in return of resources. Now, what people do, people provide cash and all, but they don't have the best teams to do that. My aim is to create entrepreneurship to the maximum level. So that's why I'm creating the best and best resources for the startups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And as you said that first created your website when you were 13 and created Entremax in the pandemic. How so far? What problems did you see and what problems do you still struggle with and how do you tackle them? That's the
Now start convincing my parents
yeah.
was the biggest struggle because each and every parent wants that a child should do a proper education at a well school and everything. But my parents fully supported me starting this company. I explained the whole idea of this to my father and how a normal education system and this education will teach me. This is also a kind of education which I'm gaining through my experience and some amount of funds.
Hmm.
Wherever normal education would only teach me some kind of theoretical experience and some kind of knowledge. But here I'm trying to gain more knowledge. I've not left my studies. I'm continuing my studies also in Indian School of Management. But I trying to equalize this and do both of them simultaneously.
Okay.
So I'm doing my education also together with my startup.
Okay, okay. And where do you see the startup going? Ki, if you're helping, maybe I think when we were having a conversation before recording this, you were telling me that you are funding 4 5 small startups. Like where do you see this going? Of course, as you said, it's a maximum number. But then in future there'll have to be a number or you aim which you have kept for
I will
yourself.
just not name the startup right now. It will be really early to name, but I'm really sure one of my startups today is at valuation of very less, but tomorrow means maybe after 4 to 5 years, it will really touch a unicorn.
Okay, okay, that's great. It's great to have that see you being enthusiastic and yeah, that's really great. At 18, I think it's wonderful. Again, so yeah, and What's like, as you were speaking about funding and all those things, why don't you take us to more deeper way and how things are done and how things work, and help us with the business model? If not, if you don't wish to speak about the business model, why don't you take us to the whole process and how things work?
Okay, it's a very simple and clear process, but it's difficult to do that process. The process goes, first you have to know an idea, know a problem. How is the problem? What is the problem? And how can you solve it?
Hmm.
Once you know that, you are on the idea stage. So
Hmm.
you have to create a small pitch deck for your friends, family, and certain type of people whom you know will invest in your startup. In the starting, you can't go to an angel investor and say that I need money. First, you have to put some of your own hard-earned money, so you know the value of your startup and how hard you have to work for this.
Hmm. Hmm.
First, create an idea, then get it to MVP stage. Once you get to MVP stage, you will require some more funding, where you have to again go to friends, family, and some type of people. But after the MVP stage, once you have some sales, you have some profits or some losses, but some good number of clients and some valuation, you go to angel investors. Angel investors are people who are highly acclaimed of investing around 50 lakh, 1 CR, 2 CR in startups in return of some equity, which is normally 10 to 15%.
Okay.
After that, you go to venture capitalist, and so the list goes on. But the best thing starts with angel capitalists, because more than family, friends, and other people, they are going to help you get more investments, more VCs, and more growth in your startup. Same with VCs, because they are the people who have more network. They actually, people should get them on board also, because they are people who have more network. They will give more contacts, more connections, and more growth in the industry. As you
Okay.
see,
Okay.
Paytm, Oyo, everyone has been part of this journey, and every
Hmm.
startup should be a part of this journey.
Okay. Okay. And how did you personally learn these things, and how did you where did you invest it? I think right investing right time in something is what makes you
Okay,
and
right now what
helps you.
I
Yeah.
see, yeah, right now how did I learn? So from starting from web development, app development, I was a very fond of YouTube. I used to see many videos, how things are happening, how to learn this, how to learn this. There are many websites. I used to see business techniques, strategies, journey of Oyo, journey of Paytm. Today also, with many interviews there, I am very tend to see that, because I get to know what are their mistakes and what should I not do and what should I do. Once I know that, I have a path which I can follow. After just telling about you some of my mistakes which I have did, and I'm just recollecting it. Uh, Structure. Every system should have structure.
Okay.
In the starting of my 3 to 4 months, I did not have any structure in my business. Like I was working on my own. I was just doing a lot of work on my own. But slowly, steadily, as I started getting a reach, I created a small structure under my company, where every head has some subordinates under them. So what happens? You don't have a lot of workload. You just have only have to just give orders, and you should know what orders are you giving. As in example, today you have said that you have to make this website, but before giving that order, you should know that, do you know how to do that? Because today, if you employ, today I am at a stage where I'm learning each and every day. So you should be willing to accept your mistakes also. There were many things I've learned after coming to this company. Many of my employees knew more than me.
Hmm.
But every day when you learn new things, you don't become smaller, you become more bigger.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think, yeah, you just helped it out, and with a lot of things. And if somebody like as you have more idea in this and all those things, how can somebody uh go? I think just this question I got from some people about this is, how do an entrepreneur starting a new startup, starting a new company, must go to a person to ask him for investing in his or her company?
They should already have a pitch deck, a problem, the idea of a problem, how can we derive the problem of a solution, what is the target market, how much investment is required, how do we go about the investment, what is the percentage where you're investing, like example, you're investing 20% in technology, 10% in manpower, and all the strategies. then how are you going to take a startup? You should always have a 5 year plan, because a startup in a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year plan will never succeed. But you should have a minimum 5 year plan, so you know what are you going to do, and always have plan A, B, and C. Plan C is worst come situation. Plan A is all good, and plan B is going just standardly, just on a normal phase. Because there are not always startups will go exponentially.
Hmm.
There are not always startups which will be always lost. Some startups will also get a good exit option. So some investors should know when to take and which exit option should they take. If I'm an early stage investor, I'm definitely going to take an exit in my angel or the venture,
Hmm.
because I know where I have to take an exit.
Yeah.
If I have a very good instinct in some startup that this will go to unicorn, I will not be taking an exit, but I will be taking some certain percentage of exit. This is the reason, because I have to get my money recovered so I can invest in some new other startups also. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. 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 And so yeah, as you were speaking about pitch deck, now I just bring me to again the next question: how to create a pitch deck? you
Okay,
know,
how to, yeah, yeah,
because
understood.
I think these people are really confused about things and they don't understand. So why don't you help us about how to create a pitch deck which makes people understand more your idea and your vision?
Okay. Pitch deck has many things which are important. First is the design. Many people think only the content is important, but sometimes when you're pitching to friends, family, some people, and also investors, they need a good look because they understand your creativity from that.
Hmm.
How creative are you? Because people right now want to see the creativity. Second thing is your content. Are you just blabbering some content? Are you just putting for the content for sake of content? You should just put limited amount of content in pitch decks. What is required, put that. Second thing, how to create. Starting, what is the branding? Second, what is the biggest problem? What are the kind of people who are facing that problem? Third thing, what is the solution of that problem? Fourth thing is how you are solving that problem in a different way and how industry is different from that. Because there are certain kind of products people are getting similar to what is there in the market, but always there is a uniqueness, a USP in that product. So you should always place that. Have you done a survey or not? Because some people do always require a validation. Is this product viable in the market or not viable? Because today
Hmm.
I say I'll get XYZ product, which is a very unique product, but can you make it? Will people accept it? Example, if I get a very hyper technology product which only requires 5G and targeting whole India, will that product work? Not today, maybe after 4 years. But you have to keep a very strong planning for the 4 years. Maybe today you're investing 10,000 rupees, tomorrow you invest 1 lakh. You have to go substantially in that.
Hmm. Hmm.
After you create that, you have to create a strong financial projection for that. Plan A projection, plan B projection, and plan C projection. Because it's not always what you project, the plan will go like that. So always three types of planning has to be done. So investor is also confident on you, how you are planning. Third
Hmm.
thing is how you speak, how you talk to the investor, and how you convince him. Many investors might say no on the first time, but you have to, your moral should not be down, and you have to always try convincing why your idea is the best.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think it was yeah, crisp and short. Yeah, very well explained in a small yeah. I think again, thank for that. Um so before Jeet ending up things, why don't you share some advices with people who wish to get into same kind of work you do or wish to learn more about the work you do? So what's your advice for them or a message to them?
Only two advices. First thing, there is no age to start anything.
Yeah.
The only reason, because I am at 19 today, I have started my entrepreneurial journey from at the age of 16, and I'm learning each and everything something new, more than my classes.
Yeah.
But in this advice only, you should always not leave your studies, because this is something which might fail or might get successful. Your education is something which might give you a substantial success in the future.
Hmm. Hmm.
Second advice, don't regret on what you do if you fail on that. Only regret on something which you're not doing. If you feel today that I have to start this, start this. But don't regret after 5 years that I have not done this. It's like, yeah, I had this idea and I could do this and I could become like a older person or this person. You should never regret on what you have not done. Regret on what you should do that.
Yeah, yeah, really
Yeah.
true. Again, Jeet, thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure to
Thank
have
you.
you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for sharing your ideas and thoughts again. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.